is it that the kids have the same birthdays and they're twins, but me and Yayo have the same birthday and we're not twins? What are you talking about? What do birthdays have to do with incest? Huh? Okay.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's good, Jessica? Welcome. Hope you've been doing well. Haven't done a live trading session stream in a minute. um, I'll give everybody till 8:10. We'll give everybody another 3 minutes to join, and then we will get started. Didn't do a weekly market breakdown last night, so I'm gonna take the time this stream too. We're gonna go over the 30-minute time frame real quick. Once we look at our pairs, once we're gonna be going over the ones you see on the right hand side with the red flag next to their name. Um, we'll go over the 30-minute time frame real quick just to see what pairs, still have any moves left for the day, which ones look good to trade, which ones we just gotta let price do what they gotta do. Um, and then after that, we'll take another like 10, 15 minutes so we could update our charts. We'll look at the daily, we'll look at the 4 hour, we'll update the 4 hour. Last night, before I went to bed, I updated my 30 minutes. So I don't think I'll have to update any of the 30-minute charts. Oil, I'll have to update it. Um, but we'll do that. We'll give everybody another minute or so. Any specific pairs you guys want me to go over, whether or not they're on our list, just let me know. But it's been a pretty boring, last like 2 months pretty much when it comes to trading. I haven't really taken any trades. Last trade I took was probably beginning of November. I don't even remember, I'm gonna be honest with you. So let's see what the last couple weeks of the year will give us. Again, pretty much like I explained yesterday, or in the last session that we did on Thursday. I'm not really expecting too much out of the charts for the rest of the year. There's a lot going on. Q4 usually is, I'm not going to say one of the slowest months or the slowest times in the market, because there's definitely a lot of volume. But the times where I'm expecting volume, for example, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, those are usually the days where right after Thanksgiving at the end of November is when the market usually gives us some moves. I remember not last year but the year before, those 2 days and leading up to Christmas was one of my biggest trading months that I had. This year specifically, I didn't really like how price was moving. I'm like, I'll just let price do what it has to do, right? I'm not gonna force any trades. And if we really just go back and you just look at the 30-minute time frame, just go back. Um, you know, for specifically for AU, we know that this is a pair that's counter trending. It's still giving us a pullback. So this one's a little bit different, right? When it comes to looking for entries and what I'm looking for. So the example on this one won't really work, but it's the same thing. It just goes back to the foundation of what we trade and how we trade and why we trade. Going counter trend, I'm just letting price do what it has to do. Right? We know we were at a lower low. We're looking for a lower high to be set. Cool. Right? Again, we'll draw this out on the screen, right? If you're making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? If on AU we were at a lower low, all I'm looking for is for a lower high to be set. And once the lower high is set, this is where I'll start looking to take the trades to go back down for price to make another lower low. And once price makes another lower low, we know price is going to come back up, right? And give us another lower high point. We understand that when price is moving from lower low to lower high, it's uptrending, right? When price goes from a lower high into a lower low, it's downtrending. So this uptrend that we see on AU, again, specifically on the 30-minute time frame, we know that it's just price moving from a lower low position up into a lower high point. So again, trading for me, I just keep it very simple. I keep it very simple. My rules are there for a reason. And I've always said this, and I will always say it, and I will continue to say it, even though a lot of people tell me, "Yo, you repeat the same thing every single day." But like, yeah, and that's what trading is at the end of the day, right? In trading, you're not stepping up into the charts doing something differently every single day. It's the same thing. And when you really think about it, really starts to make sense why people tell you, specifically when you're a beginner in trading, make your rules, follow your rules, right? When you're following a cooking recipe or when you're baking, do you follow the same rules that's on the sheet that's telling you how to cook whatever it is that you're making, or do you just do whatever you want to do? Right? If you put too much flour, if you put too much egg, if you put too much milk, if you put too much sugar, it's going to be too sweet, or it's going to be too sticky, or it's going to be too, runny, whatever it is, whatever the case is. It's the same thing in trading, right? When you're following your rules in trading, you have to follow the rules exactly how you have them on your paper or how you have it on your screen, whatever it is that wherever it is that you're looking at your rules. You have to follow the same rules. That's really what trading is. I step onto the charts every single day and I look for my rules. If my rules aren't being played out, I'm not taking a trade. It's for me again, it's very simple. It's very simple. Now, a lot of people are going to tell you, "Oh, but that's when you follow your rules that strictly, you're not really going to be taking trades." Right? And it's true. Again, I've only taken what? I think 48, 49 trades this year. People will look at that like, "Oh, that's not enough to live on." No, of course not, because you guys are thinking of it. The people who are saying that are thinking like I have a $50 account, right? Of course, with a $50 account, only taking 40 trades, it's not a livable situation, right? But for the people who have great example, thank you, thank you. I tell you, I'm really good when it comes to analogies. I gotta shout out E for that. Um, Accuracy rate though, absolutely, right? And that's just another thing, right? Because at the end of the day, you could have pretty much with the example that I was given, like it doesn't matter if you have a 100% win rate, right? When we're looking for the profits that you make, right? Because everybody wants to get into trading to at least be able to make either another source of income or eventually to be able to live off of it, right? So one thing I will say, like I agree, if you don't have the right account size to be able to live off of trading, it's going to be very difficult. But in the trading space now, they've made it so much easier for people to make a living off of trading, right? So if even if you get a $25,000 account, prop firm, and if you take 40 trades on a $25,000 account, you could live off of that money, right? If you have a $500 account, people think that you need 500,000 and 5,000 and 100,000. You don't. Realistically speaking, you don't. Again, remember, when I first started making profits in trading, I started with a $200 account. And that $200 account, my first month trading it, I made it up to 2,000. It was like 2,300, something like that, right? I withdrew what I needed for bills, and again, at that time, I was only what, 21, 22 years old. I didn't have a car payment and insurance and rent and this and that. I had my phone bill and I had my rent and then obviously my food. I don't need more than what was it? It was 700 for rent, it was $25 for my phone bill, and then food was maybe $200 a month. So, I was good with withdrawing 1,200, 1,300, and having a little bit of extra money in the bank account and then leaving everything on the trading account. Right? And then after that, the money that I had there, you just keep compounding it, right? So again, with the right skills, you will be able to make money. And that's what a lot of people don't really understand in trading. Again, you don't need a $100,000 account to make this your job. Right? At the end of the day, yes, everybody wants to make a million. Everybody wants to make 10 millions and a billion. Everybody wants to. But the mindset should really be like, okay, right now in my living situation, I'm living off of $50,000 to $70,000 a year. If you can make 50,000, 70,000 from trading a year, you're good. You're more than good. And I don't know if I had this conversation in the last stream. I think I did, but I don't think it was a stream. I think it was just a one-on-one session. But, you know, everybody feels like success. Again, everybody's definition of success looks different. Everybody's definition of success is different. At the end of the day, when you really start putting things into perspective, look at professional athletes, for example. Right? What's good, Kendall? Great rising, my brother. You look at professional athletes. How many of them actually make $1 million? How many of them actually make over $200,000? It's not a lot of them. When you go and you look at the roster on any professional athlete, uh, any professional sport, any athlete doing any professional sports, how many of them are just making minimum salary? And minimum salary might be 70,000, 80,000, 60,000, depending on the team and what state they live. So the fact that we have people walking around thinking that they need to make over six figures and they gotta make $1 million to be successful. No, you want to make that because you want to go buy a Ferrari and a Bugatti and a Maybach and you want to go get the biggest house in the village. Like it's just those are goals that, okay, if that's what you like, yes, set those goals up. Set those goals up. Set up a 5 to 10 year life plan. And it's not wrong, it's not bad to have those goals if that's what you like. I'm not going to be here and judge you for being material. I don't care about none of that. I don't care. That's your life, is your money. You do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, when when you really start looking at your goals, like you start at zero, right? Everybody starts at zero. For the most part, 99% of humans start at zero, right? Not all of us have money from our parents and funds and trust funds. Not a lot of people have that. So 99% of us start at zero. What's an easier goal to reach? 0 to 50,000, right? 0 to 60,000, or is it easier to reach 0 to fucking 20 million? Simple math, right? So sometimes we gotta set our goals like, yes, it's good to have 5 to 10, 5 to 20 year plans. But at the end of the day, when we're thinking about right now, like, okay, what is it that I really need to do? A lot of people work one job. So just start with that. Okay, cool. How much do I make with this one job that I'm doing that, okay, I don't like what I do, is not, I'm able to live off of it. I don't like what I do. Cool. You make 40,000, you make 50,000, you make 60,000. Make your first goal. Okay, in trading, my goal is just to be able to trade full time. And in order for me to trade full time, I need to make exactly or a little bit more of what I'm making right now at my job. Once you start putting like, oh shit, 50K is all I need. See what I'm saying? It's a little bit different and it takes the stress away from it. So there's a lot, again, there's a lot we could put into perspective here, and a lot we could talk about, a lot of examples we could use. But again, at the end of the day, it all starts with how we start doing things. Right? How many people want to start a business and it takes them 2 years to even get started, right? How many people, yeah, same thing we've always said about New Year's resolutions and the gym, right? That's a great example that I love using because it goes hand in hand with trading. Right? How many people start off the year like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and yeah, they do it for 2 3 months and then disappear. You go to the gym January 2nd at 5 in the morning, it's packed. You go back to the gym 5 in the morning in March and April, and it's empty. Nobody's there no more. All the people that you saw on Instagram talking about this is my year to start going to the gym, they stopped posting after 2 months. They stopped going to the gym after 2 months. So again, motivation is one thing. Everybody has motivation. Motivation is a spark that you feel for maybe a few days, maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months. But what happens when that motivation is no longer there? You need the discipline. The discipline is what's really going to get you through what you want to do. And that's in everything in life. That's not about only trading. That's life in general. If you don't have the discipline to go and do it, it's going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult. So, yo, no way I've been talking for 11 minutes, man. Hello? I saw the time. It was 8:08. I said we're starting at 8:10 and it's 8:21. There's no way I've been talking for 11 minutes. I'm a yapper, bro. It's insane. So let's get started real quick. Again, I'm just gonna move through the 30-minute time frames. Um, if I see anything good, I'll keep it on. AUD USD is moving counter trend. We've pretty much been consolidating for the day today, just trapping traders. We have 4 days where price has been pushing up to the top side, still making higher highs and higher lows. not gonna be trading it. AUD CAD, we're in a downtrend. We have the little first change of character, lower low, lower high. Price came down, gave us a little inducement, hasn't given us a break, right? So as of right now, what I'm looking for in AUD CAD, not only am I looking for the break of structure, but I'm also looking for price to start breaking below the 800 and start trending below the 800. So right now everything is looking good on AUD CAD. 50 is below the 200, perfect. The only thing that's missing is the break of structure below the 800 EMA and the break of structure um, on the previous lower low, lower high. So once we get that on AUD CAD, that's when I'm going to start trading this. So let's look at STP real quick. 46 minus 33% is 30 pips. For the day, we've already done 30 pips. So AUD CAD is already done when it comes to STP. So we're just going to come back to this tonight for the isolation session and tomorrow morning for the trading session, and we'll see, right? By tonight, we'll see if price gave us a valid break. If price didn't give us a valid break, then there's going to be no trades yet. We'll just have to wait it out. Let price give us that break. Once price gives us the break, that's when we're going to start trading. Euro AUD is still moving counter trend, still moving down. We're in level 3 on an uptrend. Euro CAD, we're in previous peak high territory. This is a pair that, let's see where we're at with this. Gave us a change, never broke these highs, then gave us the break of structure, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low. 2 days of drop on the third day already, which is today. Price gave us that third low already. We're gonna wait this one out. EuroCAD, I'm gonna more treat this. You know, again, we're still on an uptrend on the daily and the 4 hour. Or I'm sorry, on the daily on the higher time frame. On the 4 hour, we have the change of character, and then price did give us a break. Right. So right now on the 4 hour and the 30 minute, it looks like price is on a downtrend. But again, when we're looking at structure on the daily time frame, we know that this is still higher high, higher low, higher high. And right now we could still just be looking for price to give us a higher low. Right? So we'll be patient with EuroCAD. I don't like where we're at on the 4 hour. Yes, even though on the 4 hour we have the change in the break, on the 30 minute we have the change in the break, but on the 4 hour, how do I explain this so it can make sense for somebody? So daily time frame, let's draw it out this way. Right, daily time frame, what is price doing? Higher high, higher low, higher high. Right, and price on the daily time frame is giving us the push down into the higher low. Right? When you go down on the daily time frame, once you understand, okay, I'm at a higher high, again, in order for price to move from a higher high into a higher low is downtrend, right? Higher high, boom to the top side, uptrend, higher low, boom, downtrend. Right? Higher high, uptrend, higher low, downtrend. Higher high, uptrend, higher low, downtrend. Right? So understanding that, yes, even though we have a 4 hour change of character and a break of structure, and even though we know that we have a 30-minute change of character and break of structure to the downside, we understand that right now those downtrend movements that we're seeing on the lower time frames is just price making higher high going into a higher low. The next question you should have is, okay, when do we, or how do we know how far the higher low is going to be? And this is where you just start using all your rules, right? Where are the EMAs? What EMAs do you want to see price bounce off? Right, we're in peak high level 3 on EuroCAD. We know we want to see price bounce off the 50 EMA. So that's going to be the first target. Now, seeing where the EMAs are at, okay, cool. We have an understanding that right now the EMAs are not going to be something, specifically the 50 EMA, is not something that I'm going to be using, right? A lot of traders could be using just regular support and resistance, which is fine. That also works. A lot of traders are going to be using fib retracements, which again is also cool. That also works. That is also something that I use as well for more confluence. So when we start looking at our previous higher low and higher high and where this pullback is going to be, right, when I use my fib, depends on the structure, depends on how price is printing or what is printing. I could be looking for a 23.6 to a 38.2 if it was a flag post pattern. If it's just regular structure, I'll be looking up for a pullback between 50% and 61.8, right? Which for a lot of people would be the golden ratio zone. So I know, and let's draw it out in a box here so we could go down to the lower time frame too. I know that I'll be looking for price to at least give me a pullback between the 50% and the 61.8. So let's delete the fib real quick and let's just keep the drawing. So we go down into the lower time frame. Right now, when we start looking at where this box is at and where this pullback could be to, on the 4-hour time frame, what do we know? We're on the 800 EMA. What do we know about the 800 EMA? The 800 EMA, or price tends to respect the 800 EMA. So yes, even though on the 4-hour time frame we have the change in the break, price is still trending above the 800 EMA. What do I mean by that? If price respects the 800 EMA, and let's say that you decide to take a trade somewhere in this area here with the retest to continue to go short, this could be where the market makers, as soon as you get into that short position, price could go ahead and just start uptrending. Right? So let's delete some of these real quick. Already understanding, like, okay, yes, we're still on an uptrend, and yes, even though price is giving us the change of character and break, we know that this is just a pullback that price is giving us. This isn't the trend, this is just a pullback. This is price going from higher high to higher low. And once price reaches the higher low point, that's where price is going to go up and give you another higher high. It's going to start uptrending. Right, so EuroCAD will be patient with it. I'm not going to be trading it. Euro USD, we've just been moving sideways the last couple of days, right? Just trapping traders, making you believe that price is going to continue the uptrend, then go down, make you believe that price is going to continue the downtrend, then go back up. And the same thing, all the traders who were trading this during the Asia session, right? Even traders who were trading this early London, end of Asia going into London, who thought that this is where price was going to continue the uptrend, price came back down and hit stop losses, right? Realistically speaking, when we're looking at the last 4 days, 3 days and a half on Euro USD, is price trending here or is price just moving sideways? It's just moving sideways. There's no trend. Price is just trapping traders. So Euro USD is another pair for today. For right now, again, just gonna let price do what it has to do. We're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high, which is good. But I'm gonna let price do what it has to do. Once we start trending, once we start seeing clean moves, that's when I'm gonna start looking to take the trade. GA, we're in peak high territory, so I'm not going to be trading this. For today, we could see how price is moving. Opened with a very big gap in the market as soon as the market opened. And then since last night, what has price been doing? Moving sideways, trapping traders. There's no volume in the market right now. Let's go on to the next one. Forming the higher low on the daily, yep, on that euro pair, yep, exactly. And again, I honestly just wanted to turn the stream on today because I know I haven't streamed, I haven't done a live trading session in a long time. So I want to give you guys again, and I've said this before, and I have done this before, where I just want to give you guys a glimpse of how it is that I attack the charts. What is it that I look for? Again, this is realistically speaking, this is something that I take 10 minutes to do on a regular basis. If I'm doing this by myself, I hop on my computer, I go one by one through every single pair. It takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to just look at my charts. And again, I look at what, 14, 15 different pairs. So it takes me about a minute per pair. And that's all I need. But again, it's different for me compared to somebody who just started trading. Somebody who just started trading, it might take you a little bit longer. And that's okay. Right? We all start somewhere. When you first start running a mile, do you finish that mile in 5 minutes? Do you finish that mile in 7 minutes? Realistically speaking, that's a good mile run, right? 7 minutes? No. Your first time running a mile, you might finish it in 12, 13 minutes. But somebody who's been running a mile every single day for the last 2, 3 years, they might be able to finish it in 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Same thing with trading. When you're marking your charts, if it takes you long to update your charts, that's okay. You just started. Now, after the first year, after the second year, after the third year, something that took you an hour and a half to do you'll be able to do it in 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Being able to see all the details on the charts in the beginning is going to take you hours. But after 6 months, after 8 months, after a year of doing it every day consistently, it's going to go from taking you an hour to do it to 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So again, it's the same thing. Somebody who doesn't know how to change a tire, you're not going to change a tire in 5 minutes. You might have to change that tire and it's going to take you 35, 45 minutes. After you do it once, after you do it twice, once you already know what to do, that same tire that just took you an hour to change is going to take you 15, 20 minutes. It's the same thing. Going back to the cooking analogy. If you don't know how to cook, it's your first time cooking, you're not going to finish the food. You're not going to finish cooking the food in 20 minutes. Getting all the ingredients, where they're at, how they are. You're going to be slow. You're going to make sure you're not making no mistakes. It's the same way. In trading, if it's your first time going on the charts, you're going to go slow because you don't want to make a mistake. But once you get used to it, that's it. You already know what you're doing. So again, there's a whole bunch of analogies we could use for this to make sense. GCAD, we're in level 3 still on an uptrend. Right now, price, daily time frame, what are we doing? Moving sideways. There's no trend. Right? There's no trend. 4-hour time frame, what is price doing? Moving sideways. There's no trend. 30-minute time frame, what are we doing when we're looking at the 30-minute structure? What is price doing? Just moving sideways. Price gave us a little lower low, lower high, lower low. After this lower low was set, price never broke these lows. Price never broke these highs. Price has just been doing what? Moving sideways. So is there anything to trade on GCAD? No. And let's look at it. Let's go at it one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. We have 27 days, right, since the beginning of November that price has been moving sideways. What is there to trade on this? Nothing. So I'm good. We turn it off. Super simple. Go to the next one. That's how simple trading is for me. If there's no trend, there's no trade. The trend is your friend. Steve Morrow said that the best. That's it. Again, is it a very boring style of trading? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll be the first one to say it. Fucking absolutely. It is the most boring style to trade. But that same boring style of trading allows me to have a 99% strike rate when it comes to entering trades. Because I already know sideways movement equals consolidation. Consolidation, what is it? Is an area in the market where the market makers are trapping traders, inducing traders to get into a trade to hit their stop losses, right? To hunt for their stop losses. So if you already understand what a zone of consolidation is and what the consolidation is meant to do, why would you put yourself in a situation to trade a zone of consolidation? You know that if you go and you mess with a crocodile or an alligator, you know that that shit's gonna fucking bite you. So why would you put your hand on the fucking alligator's nose? Why would you put your hand in front of the alligator? You know the stove is hot and you're still gonna go touch the stove? Your car was just on and you're gonna open the radiator fluid for that shit to fucking burst all over you and you get burnt? You just used that pan. You're gonna touch that pan while it's hot with your bare hands? It's the same thing. Again, there's so many analogies we could use when it comes to trading, and it's the same thing. If you know that a zone of consolidation is meant to trap you, why would you put yourself in a situation to get into a trade in a zone of consolidation? Why? Because you want to? Because you're bored? Because you want to catch a trade? You have to catch a trade? No. It doesn't make any sense. Straight to TP, area in the market where the market makers are inducing traders. Yep, zone of consolidation. So again, for me, trading is very simple because I know my rules and I know my rules work and I'm confident in my rules. With that being said, if I know that my rules work And I know my rules work because I've back tested it for years. I forward tested it for years. It has a proven track record now for the last on stream. Right? Let's just talk about the stream. We've had a proven track record for the last 3.5 years. Just think about that. So if I know that my rules work, why would I do anything to mess that up? If I see today, this is what's happening, my rules aren't being played out, why would I force a trade? Doesn't make any sense. So, GJ, the last couple days, not really seeing anything, right? We're still at the 4-hour highs. We're still reaching the daily highs. I still do think GJ is going to continue these pushes to the top side, but I would like to see price give me the break first, right? I would like for price to give us a set higher high. I would like to see price give us a set higher low. And once price gives us that higher low, we'll continue to take those trades back from the higher low back up to the higher high. Take a sip of water real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. Right, so GJ is another one that I'm just going to skip ahead. Not really interested in trading in the top of the zone. We're trading at a higher high. We're trading in an area where what? How many times have price rejected these highs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in the last week and a half. Price has rejected these highs 6 different times. Right? So why would I put myself in a situation to get into a trade on GJ at these highs when we already know that this is where price has been trapping traders and just going down? Make you believe that this is where price is going to continue the uptrends and go down. Right? Make you believe that this is where price is going to continue these uptrends again here and go down again. Make you believe the same thing here. Make you believe that this is where price is going to continue and go down. Right? Same thing up here. When you're looking at the trades, when you're looking at your charts, again, why am I a big believer of making sure you understand everything that's happening on the charts? A lot of people, what are they looking at? Tap number 1, tap number 2, tap number 3. This is a triple top. Triple tops are what? Downtrend. Tap number 1, tap number 2, tap number 3, triple top. What is it? Downtrend. So if you already understand that you have a triple top in the current zone where you're trading, which means it's going to be a downtrend, why would you put yourself in a situation to take a trade going long, right, a buy position, when the market makers are showing you a triple top? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make it. That's like if animals could talk and an animal tells you I'm gonna bite you, and you go ahead and you still go and you fucking try to touch it, and then you're confused as to why the animal just bit you. Like, hello? The dog is barking at you, it's not wagging its tail, it has its tail down, it's showing you his teeth, and you're still gonna approach the dog and touch it? I don't, again, great analogies that I'm using here. Like, I don't know how much I could explain this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very, again, trading is very simple, but it's very simple if you understand the rules and you put yourself in a situation to not only see the rules, but understand them. And once you see them and you also understand them, it's very difficult to lose. Very difficult. And again, I used to be that trader, like, damn, I can't believe I missed this, I missed that, I missed this, I missed that. But that was when I first started trading. I don't feel that type of way no more. I'm not nervous anymore when I'm trading. I'm not anxious when I'm trading anymore. It's a very simple, like, again, a very simple thing. Are my rules being played out? If yes, look for a trade, take the trade, place your stop loss, place your TP, and let it and go on with your day. If your rules are not being followed, go do whatever the fuck else you want to go do. Turn off your charts. Go enjoy your day. Go do something. Go figure it out. It's for me personally, is really simple. It's either price is following my rules or it's not. There's no in between. You guys think I'm gonna stay here for another 2-3 hours looking at nothing on the charts? No. As soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna go play some Call of Duty for a little bit and enjoy my day. Right? To me, it's that simple. That's like trying to run through a wall, jump through the ceiling. Man, I don't know, man. This year, I tried to make it a point in the streams this year to try to make this make as much sense as possible to just the regular viewer, right? Somebody who's trying to get into it. But there's only so much that I could say, and there's so much that I could do. Because at the end of the day, again, trading is its own language. When you get into trading, you have to learn the language of the charts, right? And again, how long does it take you to learn a new language? If you go and you want to go learn Mandarin, or you want to go and you want to learn Portuguese, or if you don't know Spanish and all you know is English, how long is it going to take you to learn how to speak Spanish? Like, how long does it take somebody, and I'm not saying fluent, I'm just saying to be able to pass by, right? How long does it take somebody? So use those same numbers in trading, right? Because in trading, not only are you learning the language, but there's so many other things you have to learn. The language is just the foundation, right? Candlestick analysis and market structure. That's the foundation. Once you understand candlestick analysis and market structure, now you start getting into everything else. The different entry strategies, the different things you could use, the Fibonacci's, the different patterns, right? The Fib retracements, the EMAs, how do you use them? When do you use them? Where do you use them? There's so many things, right? Continuation trades. What are they? Who are they? What do they do? What do they mean? There's so much technicalities in trading that at the end of the day, do you need them all to be successful? No. At the end of the day, if all you want to learn is a 372, you could do that. In order to know what a 372 is, there's only two things you need to know. Market maker's pattern, right, which ties down to market structure. So you know whether or not you're trading counter trend or with the trends. And being able to see what day price moves sideways, what days price moves up, and what days price moves down. That's all you need to know to learn 372s. That's it. There's only three things you need to do to learn 372s. Are you trading with the trend? Or are you trading counter trend? Do you have the market maker's pattern? Do you know, are you trading, do you have the continuations? That's it. It's that simple. And then obviously being able to see, is price moving sideways or is price trending? So again, you don't need to know everything. You don't. It all depends on who you are and what type of trader you're trying to be and what you're trying to do with trading. Again, at the end of the day, if you're trying to make this a full-time job, you have to know everything. If you want to make this a hobby, again, Steve Morrow said this the best. Find another hobby, take up photography, is a lot cheaper than trading. But if you want to take this serious and have this be your full-time job, you gotta learn everything. You have to, right? There's no doctor that just does the bare minimum, right? You don't become a doctor by just doing the bare minimum. You don't become a lawyer by just doing the bare minimum. If you're a doctor, you know everything. What you specialize in, you know everything about what you specialize in. If you're a lawyer, depending what lawyer you are, right? What cases you accept. What you specialize in, you know everything about that. You get what I'm saying? So again, this is a profession, just like any other regular profession that you go and you learn in school. If you're an electrician, you're not half-assing your job. You gotta know. To be an electrician, you need to know everything. Because one wrong move, if you cut the wrong wire, the whole city has a blackout. See what I'm saying? It's very, again, life is very simple. Life is very simple. In life, you're gonna need to know the skills that you're in. If you're in marketing and you don't know anything about marketing, how are you gonna grow the businesses that you're being the marketing manager for? if you don't know what colors mean and what they do and how they make people feel and using human emotions to get people to click a button to go ahead and purchase what it is that you're selling or a service that you're offering or something like that. You need to know about marketing. And you need to know everything about marketing. You can't just half-ass it. So again, trading is the same thing as anything else. You play Call of Duty. If all you do is pick up your controller and left stick and run forward, you're not going to know how to play the game. You might feel like you're playing the game because your character is moving, but realistically speaking, what are you doing to win the game? When you're playing chess, same thing. If you don't know what the pieces do in chess, how are you going to move where to go? How do you know where to go if you don't know what the pieces do and how they move? It's the same thing in trading. How are you going to know where the market is going to go if you don't know the rules to the game? There's so many analogies that we could use and so many things that we could say. But again, trading is not something that's super simple and you're gonna start today and then tomorrow you're gonna be a millionaire. Like there's nothing like that in this world. Again, unless you're doing something illegal, you're selling drugs, and even that's not easy because you need the clientele, you need to know people, and you're gonna have to be looking over your shoulder every 20 minutes thinking that somebody's gonna come attack you, and you got police coming and trying to get you. Like it's not simple. There's nothing in this life is simple. And anybody who tells you that this is the best way to make $1 million, click here. Again, they're marketing geniuses. They know exactly what it is. They're good at marketing. They're very good at marketing. They know how to capture human emotion. And we know that humans are very emotional when it comes to their living situation and how much money they make. They understand that people seeing a Bugatti, oh, I want that. I want that Louis purse. I want that Birkin. Like, yo, cool. You're like, how do you think you're gonna buy this if you can't even work? You're not doing nothing to be able to afford that. Again, unless you're scamming. And again, that's again a skill that you need anyway. If you want to go be a scammer, you gotta know how to scam. Unless you want to be like those people over the phone. I'm not gonna say what race because people are gonna think I'm racist. If it is facts, you're gonna be calling over the phone and I'm gonna think you're Microsoft support. Really, dude? Like, come on. Like, learn something new. Like, you're gonna add me into a group chat with 400 other people talking about you gotta pay this toll pass. There's 400 people in this group chat. Like, could you try a little bit harder to make me believe that this is not a scam? You see what I'm saying? So like, even scammers, if you don't know how to fucking scam, you're not gonna do it right. So again, it's the analogies I could use go on and on and on and on and on with everything in life. Everything. With everything. There's nothing that's simple. Right? If you want to be a scammer selling fake credit cards, okay, how are you going to get the fake credit cards? I don't know anything about that, so I can't give you the best analogies when it comes to that. But that's a certain skill that you need to learn. So again, in life in general, it doesn't matter what you do. Whether you're working at a cash register, you still got to learn how to use the cash register. Whether you're working at a call center, you got to learn how to talk to people. You got to learn where on the computer are you going to go, what softwares and programs are you using to be able to handle the case. Right? If a customer has a question and you're the agent that they're talking to, you can't tell the customer, "Oh, I don't know." What do you mean you don't know? You work there. See what I'm saying? So it's like, again, there's nothing in this world that you're going to do that you're just going to show up and do it. You have to learn something in your time at work, in whatever skill it is that you're doing. There's nothing comes easy. Nothing comes easy. It may seem easy from the outside looking in. You might be like, "Damn, yo, Jeff Bezos is lucky. That shit looks easy. I could do that." Yeah, right. You can't even wake up at 6 in the morning. You think you're gonna be Jeff Bezos? You think you're gonna be Steve Jobs? You think you're gonna be Mark Zuckerberg? Like, let's be honest here. How many people do we know in real life that say that? "Oh, these guys are lucky. I would love to do what they do." Motherfucker, you wake up at 1 in the afternoon. You think you're gonna be able to do what they do? Let's be fucking honest with each other here. Right? Hey, yo, my bad. I went off the rails a little bit there, but I had to give the analogy because again, it's so real. Like it's facts. Like, how you trying to scam me and adding 50 different other contacts in a group chat telling me that I have to pay my toll pass? Like, you see what, like, again, it's a real analogy. It's a real life analogy. Everything is earned, everything is earned. Nothing is given. You know, again, you have that 1% of people who get lucky, right? You have that 1% of people who grow up with trust funds and all this. But again, even if we want to use them as an example, how many of these trust fund babies end up doing nothing with their lives? Because they also believe that, oh, because my parents are rich, now that means I'm rich. How many of them off themselves? How many of them fall under the depression? And that's a real thing. It doesn't, depression isn't something that just happens to people in poverty or people struggling, and that could hit anybody anywhere. But at the end of the day, one thing that's never given is success. Now again, has there been people that is easier? Absolutely. And I'll give you guys another example. Right? I don't know, I feel like society has made this such a weird thing to talk about, but it's like, what's this rapper's name? He has a son. Damn, I'm having a brain fart. I forgot what his I forgot who the rapper is. Cause it's been a minute, but I just thought about it in this conversation. And we could have a lot of other people like Will Smith and his children, right? But like, to give you the example, right? Like, there's this one rapper, and I'll just use one rapper. Even though the Will Smith and his kids example is the same thing too. Like, yeah, your dad is Will Smith, but at the end of the day, like, his daughter wouldn't be singing and doing what she does if she wasn't a good singer, right? Jaden Smith too. Like, yeah, like, okay, was his success handed to him? Yes and no. Why yes and no? Because his dad is Will Smith. But why no? Because if this dude wasn't working, if he doesn't show up to the movie sets, if he doesn't show up to the studio with Justin Bieber, if he doesn't make music, if he doesn't write his lyrics, if he doesn't show up to the music videos, like, his success isn't going to be there if he doesn't put in the work. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, again, the other example I wanted to give with the rapper and his kid, like, his kid is like 12 years old, 10 years old, and he already has his own sneaker line. He has his own, like, fragrance, perfume fragrance, cologne fragrance. The dude is 11, 12 years old. Okay, yes, could we argue and say that his dad is the one that gives him these deals and these opportunities? Absolutely. 100%. But wouldn't you want, regardless, if you're a parent, wouldn't you want to give that opportunity to your kids if you can? Yes, everybody would love to do that. Perfect. But at the end of the day, if your kid is not putting in the work to be able to continue to grow the brand and continue to grow the company, it's not gonna just be there. It's not gonna come from thin air because you're you and he's him. No, like, yes, it's a little bit easier for you to get your foot into the door, but at the end of the day, after you put your foot in the door, if you're not putting in the extra work to make sure that these people really understand that you're worth their time, they're not gonna work with you. So, again, I hate this society because every time you go on Twitter, you see all these weird ass people talking of, like, weird, right? I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. If people really think that life is just you wake up and you don't do nothing, like, what are you talking about? People, I feel like sometimes people just talk just to talk, and I get it. Like, when you're angry and when you're jealous, you just talk. Some people just see red and they don't even think before they speak, and I get it. I understand it because I used to be that kid. But if you're a fucking adult still thinking like this, you gotta get it together. You really gotta think just a little bit. Just take 5 minutes of your day before you speak and just really think before you talk. So, everything is earned. Everything in life is earned. Nothing of value comes fast and easy. Nothing does. Even the easy things don't come easy, bro. US 30, what are we doing? Moving sideways. Nothing to trade, bro. I'm not getting faked out. USD CAD, who knows what we're trading, where we're trading, and what price is doing. This is an STP has already been hit for the day as well. Right? This is another pair for me that USD CAD, I'm not currently trading it. USD ZAR, exact same thing. And again, there's a lot of reasons as to why I am and why I'm not. And even when we're looking at US 30, when we're looking at gold, when we're looking at Bitcoin, I'm also not really looking at these pairs because of the correlations between them. Again, USD CAD and USD ZAR are usually pairs that move the exact same way, right? The fact that they're moving completely different, I don't like that. I don't like that. Now, is it following rules? Absolutely. If we notice it, USD CAD doesn't have continuations. USD ZAR, we have 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market must either move sideways or push to the top side. So again, rules are being followed on the charts. That's a given. The rules are going to be followed. However, when it comes to actually trading it, completely different story. So again, USD CAD and USD ZAR, I'm not trading it. Gold, what are we doing? Are we trending or are we moving sideways? Just look at price action. Look at the candlestick. Zoom into the chart. Look how ugly this pair looks. What is price doing? Moving sideways. You think I'm gonna get into a trade on gold? You're bugging. I'm good. I'll let the again. I've always said this. I'll let the professionals trade this. I'm good. What is price doing? Moving sideways. That's it. Moving sideways, what does it mean? It means the market makers are trapping traders, inducing traders to get into a trade to hit their stop losses. I'm okay with that. Look at all these candlesticks that are printing. Look how ugly this pair looks. Now, if you tell me that this looks good for you, then cool. Do what you gotta do when it comes to trading this pair. Me personally, I'm gonna wait for price to start trending. Once we start trending, that's when I'm gonna start trading it. As long as price continues to consolidate and just continues to trap traders, I'm not gonna be trading it. I'm okay. I'm gonna wait it out. It's been like that for how many months now? 2, 3 months almost. I'm okay with waiting another month. I'm fine with it. And again, I'm okay with it because I also understand where we're at in the market. Not only where we're at in the market, but what price is doing. And it's nothing new. I gave you guys homework. Last time we spoke on stream, I gave you guys homework. How many of you guys did it? And I'll be the one to say it. What was the homework? Let me know in the chat. What was the homework that I gave you guys the last time we spoke? Let's see if anybody remembers or if anybody did it. I'll give everybody 40 seconds. At 9:01, I'll give you guys the answer. But what was the last homework in the last session that we did? What was the homework that I gave you guys? This was either on Thursday or Friday, or Thursday or Wednesday, whatever day that was last week. There was only one homework assignment that I gave you guys. Very simple. Let's see who did it, or let's see who remembers what it was, because I know nobody did it because nobody sent me a DM. So let's see if somebody. This is where we gotta play the music. Dun 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 dun. I didn't even know there was homework. There you go. Alright, so the homework was to go back to the charts and go look at how price always reacts during the months of October all the way to January. Go back in time. Go look at how price reacts from October to January. Tell me what you see. You will see the exact same things happen this year, same thing as last year, same thing as the year before, same thing that happened in 2001, same thing that happened in 2002, same thing that happened in 2003, same thing that happened in 2004, same thing that happened in 2005, same thing that happened in 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25. Price action and how price reacts during this time of the year is almost the same, if not very, very similar, every single year. So, again, after what year are we in? 2025. I really started taking trading serious in 2020, 2021. So let's say 5 years. Let's not count before I really took it serious. So we're not gonna count from 2016, 2017 to now, right? We're just gonna count the last 5 years. I have 5 years of consistently looking at the charts for 5 years, every single day. I have 5 years of experience. I already know that my trades slow down at the end of the year. So I already, coming into the last months of the year, I already knew that this was gonna happen. So, am I nervous when I hop onto the charts? No. Am I anxious? No. Am I surprised about how price is moving? No. We already know who our president is. We already see what's happening. We see the wars. We see what they're trying to do. We have the information in front of us. We're in 2025, people. We're in 2025. We have information. We no longer have to wait for the newspaper guy riding the bicycle to throw newspapers in front of our doors. We have Google. We have Instagram. We have Twitter. We have Reddit. We have the internet. We have information. As soon as it happens, we have the information. So that allows us to have an extra edge to understand, okay, if this person starts talking today at 1 p.m., I'm not gonna be fucking trading. Why? Because I know that if Trump goes ahead and starts talking, anything could fucking happen. This guy could press the red button right now and send us to war. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna be trading. I could tell you that one thing. I'm not gonna be trading unless something looks picture perfect. So again, I don't feel no type of way when the markets start reacting the way that they're reacting, because we already know that it's going to happen. It's not a surprise. Now, is it a headache? Is it boring? Do I say fuck you market makers? And yeah, of course, because it is annoying. But am I surprised about it? No. I'm okay. It's fine. I'll let price do what it has to do. I'm not gonna force any trades. I'm not. It doesn't matter what I see on Instagram. I don't care what I see on X. I don't care that Greco the one is just flipped 200 to a million. I don't care about him. I don't care about any other trader. Why? Trading is you versus the market makers. It's not you versus Greco. It's not you versus Q Banks. It's not you versus Raja Banks. It's not you versus TJR. It's not you against Anthony's World. It's not you against fucking Lambo Raul. It's you against you. It's you against the market makers. I go against the market makers every single day. I'm gonna fucking beat them. As soon as I get into a trade, I know I'm gonna beat them. The same way, if you guys saw on Twitter, I won a 1v1 tournament. And I've always said this. The reason I hated competing in gaming is because it wasn't just me against the other team. It's me, 3 other teammates that I have to rely on, and I need to make sure that my 3 other teammates are on point, and if they're not on point, we're not gonna win. But in trading, it's just me. If I make a mistake, it's on me. That 1v1 tournament I won 2 days ago, it's a 1v1. It's me against the other person. I'm gonna beat them 100% of the fucking time. I'm going to beat them. Because I know that I've put in enough fucking hours on the video game to understand what I need to do to win. Me personally, I know I could do that. Same thing with sports. Whatever sports you play, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, the only other sport that I will say is 1v1 is golf, ping pong, tennis. It's you against the other person. And if you didn't put in more time on the court, if you didn't put in more time or more tee time on the golf course than your opponent, you're not gonna win. What do you think? Tiger Woods just wakes up and one day he says he's good at golf? How many fucking hours you think Tiger Woods have on golf? You think his son is good at golf because he's Tiger Woods' son? How many fucking hours do you think that little ass kid has? He's not a little kid no more. How many hours do you think he has on that golf course? That's another great analogy. Another great example. Right? Tiger Woods' kid isn't good because he's Tiger Woods' kid. Tiger Woods' kid is good because he puts in the fucking hours to go and practice. You think about basketball. You think Steph Curry is good at basketball because his dad was a professional basketball player? No. How many hours do you think Steph Curry has practicing his 3-point shots? Again, it's very simple. Like, there's nothing in this life is handed to anybody. I've yet to meet somebody who says, yo, all I do is wake up and go to sleep and I'm a millionaire. I don't know anybody like that. I've never met somebody like that. I've never met somebody who says, yo, all I do is wake up, stay in bed all day for 12, 16 hours and then go back to sleep and I have $1 million in my bank account. I've never met somebody like that. That's not real. It's not realistic. That's not a real thing. You gotta put in the time. It doesn't matter who your dad is. It doesn't matter who your mom is. It doesn't matter that you're the prince, that you're the princess, that you're the king. It doesn't matter. You gotta put in the fucking time. You have to. There's no in between. There's really no in between. Nothing is handed to you. God is not gonna come down with an angel and give you a new brain, and now you have all information in the world. You have it already. It's called Google. You have it. It's called Google. But instead of Googling information that's gonna help you, motherfuckers are over here Googling, when does the new Stranger Things come out? And I'm gonna go watch Stranger Things and binge watch it for the next 12 hours. Yo, again, we're the smartest beings on the fucking planet, and for some reason, we act like we're the most stupidest motherfuckers in the world. We have all the information in front of us. All the information that you would want to learn is in front of you. But somehow, we still have idiots walking around because, again, we don't want to put in the time to go learn something. Doesn't, again, for me, is a lot different, bro, I guess. I don't know. I've always been this way. It's like, yo, life, again, life could either be very easy or it could be very difficult. And, for me, I choose life that's easy. And life is always easy, yo, realistically speaking. Yeah, you're gonna have human days and shit's gonna happen because we're human. Everybody goes through the same shit. Realistically speaking, that's something that I've learned and that I figured out. I used to always feel bad for myself. Like, yo, why am I always put in this fucking situation? I don't talk about my personal life. I don't have to. Right? I know one day there's gonna be a day where, my whole story will come out and people will be like, damn, what the fuck? I know this guy's messed up in the brain. But I'm cool with it. I'm cool with people going on Twitter and saying that I'm handed everything to me. Like, people don't even know me and they're telling me this. Oh, shit was handed to you. Alright. Okay. We'll let you guys believe that. I don't mind people making up false stories about me. Again, we all go through the same shit in life. It might look a little different, but we all go through it. All the human emotions that you feel, angry, sad, anxious, nervous, you know, people passing away, we all go through it. We're all human. We all go through the same human emotions. Again, it might look a little bit different. And again, it is going to be different for a lot of people. But at the end of the day, we all go through the same thing. Just a little bit. The situations might be a little different. But at the end of the day, you tell me your story, I'll tell you my story. And at the end of the day, we both feel the same way. That's what I mean. We feel the same way. The stories might be a little bit different, but we feel the same way. We feel the same shit. I don't know a human emotion that I have that nobody else has. Right? That's why, one thing that I will say something personal. That's something that I learned with therapy. I always thought, yo, why am I the only one going through this? But realistically speaking, therapy opened my eyes. And this was when I was a little bit younger, right? This was a couple years ago already. Well, I want to say 18, maybe 18, 19 years old. And that was something that I always thought. I'm like, yo, why am I the only one going through this? And I wasn't. When you're young, you're gonna feel that way because you don't know any better. You don't know enough people. You haven't talked to enough people to really understand. Like, no, I went through some shit. I feel this way, but I'm not alone. Everybody goes through this. You hear everybody's stories. Everybody feels these same ways. So what's the difference between this guy that made it out and he's successful now, even though he felt the same way that I feel now? What's the difference? Well, the difference is that toughened up. Yo, whatever. You feel this type of way, fuck it. You still gotta move forward. You still gotta go put in the work. You still gotta do this. Cool. That's what I know. So now that I have that information, now I know, holy shit, it's true. I could really do whatever the fuck I want to do in this world. You could do whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. You dream about it, you could go and do it. If you need more motivation, go look at the World Guinness World Record, whatever the fuck that book is called, the World Record book. World Record, holy shit. Go look at it. There's a whole bunch of records out there that you're like, whoa, this guy did this? Oh, this guy did this? And what do you think? He woke up one day and said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, and he did it right then and there? No. These motherfuckers saw the vision. They had a dream. They were like, I'm gonna do this. And they practiced and practiced and practiced. And they put in the time to be able to achieve the goal that they set for themselves. I have a friend who beat the world record for pull-ups. You think he just woke up one day and said, I'm gonna beat the world record for how many pull-ups I could do in 24 hours? Or do you think he took years of training to be able to beat the world record? And he beat it. So again, nothing in this life is handed to you. There's no such thing as a genie in a bottle. The same thing I put in Discord a few days ago. There's no such thing as a genie. I know you guys would love for Disney movies to become real, and I would love that shit too. I would love to be a mermaid in the water. I would love it. But it's just not. I would love to say I wish I had fins to swim, and I had fins now. It just doesn't work that way, man. Like, fucking, I don't know, bro. I hate having these conversations because again, for me, it just sounds so ludicrous. Like, I'm really having this conversation with people. Like, this is real conversations that I'm having. Like, people really think that shit is a fucking Disney movie or something. Like, you really think that just because you're wishing for things to happen, it's gonna happen, and all you do is fucking bullshit all day? I don't know, man. I don't. That's why I always said it. I'm glad I've never got it. I don't know. I don't even want to say anything like that. I'm just glad. I'll say this. I'm glad I never got into watching TV and movies and none of that because like if you can't fucking understand what's real and what's fake and what's exaggerated and what's not, I feel bad for you. Like how are people going through social media now with AI? Like as soon as I see a video, I already know it's AI. I don't even need the fucking indicators. This video is AI. Like, yo, you guys really this slow to think that this isn't AI? Like, just watch the video. I don't know, man. Like, shit is crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. Those videos look mad real, but you know they're not real. You know they're not. They might look like it's real, but it's not. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. Like, I really just wanted to turn the stream on, give you guys a little bit of wisdom. Just continue to sound like I'm an asshole, cause I've had a few messages the last like 4 months, 5 months. People like, yo, you're an asshole. You speak like this. I can't watch your streams because the way you speak, it just makes me feel some type of way. Dude, I'm not here to make you feel good about yourself. I'm also not here to bash you. I'm here to say facts. Like if the shoe fits, wear it. Right? Like if the shoe fits, wear it. That's really what it is. Like, if you feel some type of way about how I speak and what I say and the examples that I give, then it is what it is. Like I can't sugarcoat the things that I need to say, because again, if if it was a thing where I said something that was wrong and I'm like, yo, you know what, I overstepped, that was wrong, I'll own up to it. I have no problem with that. I have no pride. I have no ego. I don't care about none of that. But at the end of the day, if I say something and I'm like, you know what, that fucking makes sense, I'm gonna say it. And again, if anybody feels some type of way about how I say things and what I say, and if I make you feel bad because you're like, yo, you don't know my situation, oh, I don't need to know your situation. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. Yes, you're gonna be sad, you're gonna be happy, you're gonna be depressed. That's a human emotion that a lot of people feel. Go to Google and make yourself feel better. How many successful people in the world have depression? And you go and you look at it, you can make it. How many successful people are dyslexic? You're going to see how many people. You're going to see it. So you're going to put yourself in a situation where you're like, yo, if this person could do it, oh shit, maybe that means I could do it. How many successful people don't have a degree? Go and look at it. Because that's another thing. How many people fucking feel like, oh, I'm gonna be a bum because I don't have a degree. I wish I would have done this. Stop wishing. Start putting in the fucking work. So I'm gonna start playing the sessions when I'm at the gym. These talks be better than listening to a podcast, bro. I'm telling you. He only feels some type of way because what you talking about is the real him. Motherfuckers would rather have friends that sugarcoat the whole time than being real. Yeah, it is what it is. I've never been that person. I will never be that person. If I have something to tell you, I'm gonna tell you. Especially if you're a friend. Right? In this case, I'm the fucking mentor. from the stream. I'm the fucking teacher. Of course I want you guys to succeed. So that also comes with the responsibility to call you out on your bullshit. And if you don't like it, then go find somebody else. Yo, I'll give you TJR's contact. Go learn from him. Go pay him $500, $1,000 to have one-on-one session a month. Pre-recorded sessions that are bullshit. Go ahead. I'll give you his contact. Go listen to him. Right? Let me know how many people you find out in that chat that are doing the same shit. Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, yo. There's too much of that. There's too much of that. There's too much bullshit going around here. There's too many false informations and fake motherfuckers. I'm not like that. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is. Because again, when it comes to trading, I went through it. Right? And I could use this analogy too. As a matter of fact, I forgot. He's my uncle. Right? You think that I'm good at trading because he's my uncle? You think magically I just became a trader because he's my uncle? Really? Let's let's answer that question. Same shit. So it's like, yo, this isn't something that was handed to me. The information wasn't handed to me. And I said this on stream with you guys. It's, you know, especially this year, if you guys remember when E was a little bit more active this year, he was giving you guys a whole bunch of information. Where like back in my day, I sound like a fucking old man. Back in my day when I was still learning how to trade, and I would have asked E a question about something that I just wasn't supposed to ask the question because I'm not there yet, he would literally tell me, yo, I'm not giving you this information. Go look for it. Fast forward fucking 6 years, 7 years later, this motherfucker just giving you guys all the information. Like, alright. I used to have to watch these sessions. And again, you guys have no fucking idea. This guy E used to do the isolation sessions used to be 5-6 hours long. People like that's real. Like if you had to go look for information, if he did the session, he does not like to repeat himself. Back in the day, E was not repeating himself. E is a completely different person. What he is now compared to what he used to be 6-7 years ago, completely different person. More than that, 10 years ago. It's already 2025. This was 2014, 2015. So yeah, 10 years ago, a decade ago. Completely different person. He doesn't like repeating himself. If he just finished the session and you messaged him asking a question that he just answered on the stream, he's going to tell you, go watch the live session. And he's not going to go tell you, go watch the live session. I talked about it in the 2-hour mark. No. You better fucking believe he's not going to tell you that. He's going to tell you, go look for it. I talked about it. I appreciate that. Not a lot of real people left out here. Yeah, that's you know, it's I don't even know what to say about that. You know, there's a lot of reason why there's just fake people, you know, guarding everybody's feelings. And again, there's obviously ways to do it, right? That's a speaking to people, trying to give them some motivation and speaking about what's real, and then just blatantly disrespecting somebody is something completely different, right? So I think there's just been, especially these last couple years, with how people are starting to think and how people are starting to feel, and how everybody's feelings are getting hurt all of a sudden. I think, you know, and I'm not that type of person. I don't want to sound like I'm one of those people on Instagram and Twitter that don't care about other people's feelings, and like I'm just a horrible person, right? I think there's a conversation to be had that's a little bit different between being an asshole and then just being honest. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I would never blatantly disrespect somebody, and like again, I've always said it. Like, yes, I say all these things and I do mean them 100%, but I also understand that life is life. Again, we all live through the same things. So if any, we all understand what it is that, yo, you're not gonna wake up every single day motivated. You're not gonna wake up every single day wanting to do something. But at the end of the day, we all have the power to be disciplined enough to understand, like, yo, if I got these bills to pay, I gotta do this. Whether I like it or not, I have to do it. Right? We all understand what it is to go through a life changing situation where you might not be yourself for a couple weeks, a couple months. We all know what it's like to be like, yo, I need a vacation away from everybody and everything. I just gotta focus on myself. We all know what that's like. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. But there comes a time in your life where, okay, you took that break, you did what you had to do, you went through the things you went through. You can't allow that to be a crutch. If anything, it's a superpower. You already went through it once in life, and I'll give something that's, the most usual thing that a lot of people go through, um, that everybody goes through. We're all human. We all die, right? Um, going through, living through it when somebody close to you passes, right? I don't know. I don't really like this analogy because it's like it depends who it is. I don't want to sound like an asshole either, but it's like I don't know. I haven't gone through. Well, I have, but I haven't at the same time. Like I've had family members pass that I wasn't close with, and it's like, oh, whatever. It is what it is. But when you start thinking of it like an immediate family member, it's a little bit different. But it's like once you go through it once, it's not like the second time is not gonna hit as hard. No, it's gonna be just as hard, but you already went through it once. You already got past it once, so you know you could do it again. If that makes any sense. I was trying to make that one make a little bit more sense. I feel like a lot of motherfuckers choose just not to be real. I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons for that. Again, people not wanting to hurt anybody's feelings or getting canceled or, just simply like people, when it comes to marketing, you always want to say what the people want to hear, right? Because at the end of the day, if you say something that they don't want to hear and they don't like you, they're not going to purchase the product that you're selling or they're not going to purchase the service that you're giving. So a lot of people are just yes people because they know that that's what's going to give them the most sales, right? Uh, so it's like the same. It's like I'll give you my example. It's like the people who in the beginning of the year that the beginning of the year where people started messaging me talking about like, yo, I can't believe you're talking about God like this and religion. It's like, what am I gonna do? Like I know that 99% of people believe that there's magic in the world. The same way that 99% of children believe in Santa Claus. I can't do anything about that. You know what I mean? Like that's a horrible analogy, bro. Because I don't want people to think that I don't believe in a higher power. I do. I just don't believe in what people say about it. I'm a completely different believer when it comes to the higher power. that was like a horrible that was like a horrible analogy, but it's like the same thing. Like I believe in a higher power. I just don't believe in the magical powers that people give. Like Santa Claus could travel the world in 24 hours. Alright, bro. Like not only travel the world in 24 hours, but every single fucking household has Christmas presents. I don't know, bro. Goddamn tooth fairy, bro. How many kids lost a teeth today and got money under their pillow? I would love that. You said it best though. We have the power to be disciplined. We all do. We all do. Fuck that. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. That's facts. It's all a choice. Ho ho ho. Man. Nah, I miss being a kid like that though. Fucking waking up for Christmas morning, like that. I think that's one thing I would say is one thing that I would never forget. Like the the moment you grow up and you realize like Santa's not real, and then like that Christmas after the fact, it's just so boring. But you keep the traditions alive. That one year where we knew that shit's not real anymore. Everything was a little bit different that year, but like the years after that, even now, like well, would be different now because everybody don't live in the same household. But like when I was still living with my older brother and my younger sister, I'm the first one. Like I love Christmas, bro. I'm the first one up at 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, and my mom still keeps the magic alive too. Like my mom still does, um, like she'll stay up. She'll wait till we all go to bed. She'll wrap the presents and she'll put them under the tree. Like we're not a type of family where on the 24th at night we're gonna open up Christmas presents. That shit don't work like that. That's whack. Like if you do that, I'm sorry, but you're fucking whack. Like my mom is staying up, motherfucker. I don't care how old am I. I'm gonna be 40. My mom's gonna be fucking 90, and she's gonna be wrapping up those presents at 11, 12 a.m., putting them under the tree, going to sleep. And my ass at 40 years old is going to wake up at 5:36 in the morning talking about, yo, we better wake up and open these presents. Like that's the one shit I miss. I love Christmas. China building a super jet that could go Mach 2. I don't even know what that means, man. W moms, hell yeah. Shout out my mom for real. Now that I would say that's like my if I ever have kids, if I ever decide to have kids, well before I have kids I gotta find a wife. Before I even start a family, right? I have to that's one tradition I would love to keep. That Christmas shit where it's like, yo, I'm who the fuck opens up presents on the 20 at night on the 24th? That shit is stupid. Shit can travel from Asia to New York in an hour. Yo, you imagine you fucking hit a pigeon? I'm good, bro. I'm okay. Imagine you're on that plane, you hit a hawk. It's a lot of G-force though. So that would be a little crazy if they actually do that. It's a lot of G-force. I'm assuming that's not a commercial. That'd be like for jets, for the military and shit like that. There's no way they'll ever do that for a commercial flight. 9:30. Let's see. Right, US 30. We have a change. We have a break to the top side, but we're trading at such a high price point. Right, 9:30 comes. Price is just consolidating all day. The 9:30 open hits and it just tanks. Right, hits everybody's stop loss. If you trade this shit before 9:30, you're getting hit out, and it's been like this every single day for the last 2 3 months. And again, we could see the candles, right? 9:30 candles, just a crazy push to the top side, then goes down, right? Consolidates for the next day. 9:30 consolidates all day. 9:30 candle, crazy push, right? This is another one, crazy candle. Right, this is another one. 9:30, just crazy candles happening every single day on US 30 at 9:30. Right, we had Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving week, a little bit less volume, right? Then before Thanksgiving, you have again one candlestick that printed both ways, hitting everybody's stop loss. One candlestick doing 443 pips, right? Then the day before, same thing, another candle that just hits everybody's stop loss, then goes up, right? Another 290 pip. So it's like again, are we missing out on anything? No. We already know this is the behavior of the markets. So if you already know that this is the behavior of the markets, specifically on US 30, why are you getting into a trade before the 9:30 open? 9 out of 10 times. Let's talk about it in days, right? 7 days out of the week, US 30, 5 days out of the week, right? Monday through Friday. 5 days out of the week. 4 out of 5 days before 9:30 or for the 9:30 open, price is just going to fucking do a candlestick doing 10 million pips going both ways. Why would you put yourself in that situation? So, again, trading is very simple for me, guys. It's very simple. Like this isn't rocket science. And I have a friend that does rocket science, and I don't know how he does it. He works for SpaceX. I'm jealous. He drives a Cybertruck. I want to be like him, bro. They trying to make it commercial? Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. that's pretty much it for me today, guys. Really, I'm not really trading, like I said. You know, again, gold. We could just look at the behavior of gold, just moving sideways, just consolidating. There's really nothing going on. This is also another pair that at this time 9:30 open is when we have some type of volume and there's really nothing going on. But ain't shit to trade. Yeah, ain't nothing to trade, bro. Nothing at all. But that's okay. That's okay. Really just wanted to turn the stream on so again you guys could have an idea um on how it is that I approach the markets. Again, I feel like it's not the first time that I do this. For the most part, a lot of the streams this year was just me doing exactly this. Right? Showing you guys how it is that I approach the charts even on days where I know that there's not going to be no trades. I still show up every single day. I've been slacking a little bit, right? It's the end of the year already. I'm already getting ready to travel. Like it's the end of the year, is holiday season. Not really, I'm not on it 100%, but I still look at my charts. I still update my charts. I still know exactly what it is that I'm looking for. Again, if what I'm looking for is being shown on the charts, then perfect. We take the trade and we go on with our day. If there's nothing to trade, then perfect. We do what we gotta do and we go on with our day. So that's pretty much it for me today, guys. We'll be back again tonight for the isolation session at 7 p.m. We'll be updating our charts. Since we didn't do a weekly market breakdown, um, tonight we'll update our 4-hour time frame. We'll talk about the charts. So we'll have a pretty good session tonight. We'll try to take some time to do that. But I'll give you guys another minute in the chat. Any questions? Any other specific pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, we'll be back again tonight. Peace, brother. Enjoy your day. Peace out, Kendall. Peace out, Jessica, if you're still in here. If you can still hear me. Hope you guys have a good day. Peace out.